honor game since the famous Dempsey County long count battle in Chicago 8 years before. Everyone stunned by the fury of Lewis's attack.
What's happening, my people? It's Cash Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people who just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a podcast. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. That's all. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT. Trump is in the building. Salute Trump. Ray Patterson, straight out of New Jersey. What's up, RP? Mike Magic. Salute, Mike. If I had like 10 people like Mike Magic, I'd be rich, man. Salute, Mike Magic. Salute to everyone. And welcome to another episode of Cash Sports, the Box Historian. Today, the role of trainers and cornermen in boxing. Technique in the building. Salute, Technique. How are you today? You know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Box Historian, bringing you all that boxing history. because boxing is the greatest sport of them all. That's why we love it. Can't get enough of it. How's everyone doing today? It's Tuesday, still early in the week. Tuesday afternoon edition of Cast with the Box Historian. We're going to talk about some trainers today. We went into trainers before, but we're going to go a little deep into, exactly what they do in preparing their fighters for fights, and just as important as physically having your fighter ready, you got to have mentally ready too. We're going to get into all that today. And then, of course, I got 10 former trainers we're going to talk about briefly, and I got 10. We're going to be talking about some trainers today, AB. Oh, let me apologize to everybody about that yesterday at the end. I don't know what happened, man. I was having technical difficulties. I lost my display on the screen, and but then when I did the replay, I thought that I was still live. Everybody could hear me, but I just went off like 5 or 10 minutes early because I couldn't see anything. I don't know what happened. Technical difficulties, and me in technology. Technical difficulties happen. And it was only like 5 or 10 minutes left. I said, let me get out of here. But hopefully everything will go well today. And we didn't get to drop the link. So maybe today at the end, I can drop the link in. If you want, some people can come up and talk about some of those matchups yesterday. With the Canelo went 15 matches. He won 2, lost 12, and had 1 draw. So next week on Fantasy Matchup Monday, it's the Hands of Stone, Roberto Duran. Okay. Now what we got the rest of the week? Yeah, Robert Garcia is definitely one of the current. I put Freddie Roach with the old guys, Freddie is legendary, I put him back there with Angelo Dundee and Custer Mato and Eddie Futch and Manuel Stewart, yeah. Roger Mayweather, Eddie is like that, legendary trainer. And still active. And tomorrow is Wednesday. We got a show coming out of the chat this week from William Old School of Red. Boxing during the Depression. I cannot believe I never did a show on boxing during the Depression, but I had. So brought to you by William Old School of Red tomorrow. Boxing during the Great Depression. Mm-hmm. Thomas Hill in the building. What's up, T Hill? Thomas Hill hashtag JBT. Yeah, had some technical difficulty yesterday. Maybe when we drop the link today, we can go over some of the more fights from yesterday that we didn't get a chance to. But then Thursday, the Boxing in the State series continues with Louisiana. We getting up in there. Are we halfway through yet? I don't know. 26 letters in there. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. We are halfway. L is 13, right? So we are halfway, isn't that something? So Louisiana tomorrow, and then Friday, this week the profile is going to be the life and career of Smoking Joe Frazier. Not Frazier. Okay, that's how Howard Cosell used to say it. Joe Frazier versus Muhammad Ali. Joe Frazier. That's Friday. Don't miss that one. Smoking Joe had a fantastic career, man. Joe Frazier only lost to 2 people during his career. He lost twice to Foreman, and he lost twice to Ali. Nobody else beat him. Okay? Nobody else beat him but those 2 legendary heavyweights. And if he had fought in any other era, Joe Frazier would have been undefeated. Nowadays, Joe Frazier would be a cruiserweight because he was a small heavyweight, man. But we didn't have cruiserweight then, so yeah. Yeah, cruiserweight was made because of heavyweights like Joe Frazier, Rocky Marciano. Because as we started getting up into like the 80s, toward the 90s, heavyweights, those big giants start coming in, like Lennox Lewis, 6'6", 6'7", and they was like, it's not fair for these little guys weighing 180, 190 fighting these big giants. So they created cruiserweight. But when Joe Frazier was in there, he had to fight those big boys because, we didn't have any cruiserweight. And, heavyweights we didn't have any big 6'7", 6'8", 6'9". It might have been a few, but not like nowadays, where every time you turn around, you got them 6'6", 6'7" heavyweights. So yeah, they made the cruiserweight, and if they would have had it, I think Joe Frazier would have definitely been in it. Tim Layton, hashtag JBT. What's up, Tim? That's my JBT nephew, Tim Late. Hashtag JBT. What's up, Tim? Good to see you today. What's coming up this weekend? I think who is it? Guy named Big Supreme was talking about. He's from I even forgot where he was from. Anna Check or Albanese. Funny name. Oh man, let me look it up. I definitely can't pronounce his last name. Oh man, somebody tell me. But we got a Friday card again too. This fight is on Friday. I gotta know now. Yeah. This is the third Friday in a row where we've had Friday night fights. I got mixed up last week, and I knew Mayor and Sandy Ryan was Friday, so I thought Alicia and Pursoon was Saturday. I missed it. I found out Saturday it was Friday. But Uzbekistan, what's his name? Though T Hill fighting this weekend. Always in good exciting fights. He's a title holder at middleweight, as a matter of fact. He's got a real funny name. I can barely pronounce the first name. His last name is Alip Hunali or something like that. I'm gonna tell you in a minute. If I get it up before anybody puts it in the chat. Big Supreme was talking about it yesterday. He's from Uzbekistan, like Thomas Hill said. It's over there near Russia somewhere. Yeah. We're gonna get started in about 5 or 10 minutes, but yeah. I'm trying to look it up. I'll be at it in 1 second. Almost there. Full schedule. Yeah. Oh man. Janabek, damn it. Janabek. That's who I was talking about. Yeah. Everybody said, oh, that's right, Janabek. Yeah, the fighter's in Australia. He's fighting Andre Mikhailovich. And that's Friday. And then we got one Saturday from Liverpool, England. Nick Ball is making his first defense. And I told you, when Nick Ball starts, those English fighters get those titles, you got to go over there if you want them. Now, Nick Ball won it on the Riyadh season, but when he got it, he was like, sorry, Turkey, I'm taking this to the UK. You can keep your money or whatever. And as long as he's got it, he's not bringing it out of the UK. Somebody got to go over there and get it. And they believe in that home cooking over there, man. Any kind of close decision, Nick Ball is getting it. Now, he is a good fighter. That was a great fight between him and Raymond Ford. I had picked Nick Ball to win it, but I thought Raymond Ford pulled it out, but no argument. And Nick getting his hand raised. It was that kind of fight. Raymond Ford probably should have went on to 130. I think he stayed at 126 one fight too long because he clearly wasn't himself, you know. Looked like he was a little drained. His speed, he had his speed and everything, but it just wasn't there like it normally was. His movement, you know, his ring generalship and everything just wasn't there like it normally was. So I think that was a case of a fighter staying at that lower weight class one fight too long. Because his next fight is at 130. His last one probably should have vacated that title and moved on up, you know. But hey, Turkey out of Sheik offered him that Riyadh season money, so Raymond said, I'm gonna try this one more, and look, he lost his belt. But he was gonna vacate it anyway, and he got the payday. So, you know, and by, you know, dealing with Turkey will always have him in mind when he putting them cards together, right? Get another next payday. So it wasn't a bad move. He lost the title that he was getting ready to vacate anyway, but still, you know, taking that L. You know, but he got paid to take it. But yeah, Nick Ball is fighting this weekend, Saturday. Yeah, that's in the UK, of course. He's fighting Ronnie Rios and a bunch of UK fighters. The only one I know on the card is Nick Ball. Haven't heard of none of them. And that's it for this weekend. You know what next week is? Wow, this guy named Bowman. I thought it was Bowman Brown. Next week is the fight week for the big light heavyweight showdown. Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol. 12 rounds for Beterbiev's WBC, WBO, and IBF light heavyweight title, and Bivol's WBA light heavyweight title. And we will have the first 4-belt champion at light heavyweight. Undisputed. Maybe. It might be a draw. But we should have the first ever 4-belt undisputed champion at 175. Great card. Jai Apatow on it, putting up his IBF Cruiserweight title against Jack Massey. Jack Massey ain't bad. I think Jack Massey's from the UK. I think. Yeah, not bad. Then we got Fabio Wardley versus Frazier Clark. They both from the UK. That's for the British heavyweight title. Chris Eubank Jr. back in action. Camille Severmita. Now this is next Saturday. I'm looking at the fight week for the big light heavyweight showdown. Sky Nicholson back in action. She was on that card. Her last fight was at the JBT meet and greet, remember, up there in Philly on that Boots card. I like Sky. Sky has the WBC featherweight title. That's one that Amanda vacated. That's the only way Sky got it, because she wasn't beating Amanda not yet. Then we got Ben Whitaker. You're going to see a show when Ben Whitaker's in there. You're going to see some dancing and prancing and all kinds of stuff. 360s. Ben is the reincarnation of the Drunken Master. Yeah. Muhammad Alakay versus Jesus Gonzalez. Yeah. And then we got another fight from Japan, too. Oh, Sivanagi Nanshinga. Good Japanese fighter for Nanshinga's junior flyweight title. What's that, 108? Oh, yeah, that's going to be good. We got two good cards Saturday. Yeah. Got one from Japan. Okay. We're going to finish off this year in style. We got some stuff that's not on the schedule. Tank ain't. He got a fight coming. Oh, we got 3 cards Saturday. No, this is next week, though. 3 cards next week. Got one from Newark. Is Shakur on there? Oh, Shakur is hurt. Newark, headlined by Emmanuel Rodriguez. Damn, is Emmanuel Rodriguez from Newark? No, I don't think so. We got a card next Sunday. Oh, from Japan. So there'll really be Saturday here. Be Sunday over there. Oh, the Monster's little brother, Takuma, is putting his Takuma, did he lose his title? It doesn't have his title up there. I didn't know that. Wow. It's got Takuma anyway, but it doesn't have his title. I didn't know he lost it. And Shiro Taraji on the card. He's a good Japanese fighter. Live weight. The boxing is in good shape. October 14th is on a Tuesday. We got another fight from Japan on October 14th, my birthday. On a Tuesday. Kosai Tanaka. Yeah, okay. We're in good shape. And the meet and greet is coming up too. Next weekend. The day of the big light heavyweight showdown. Yeah. The meet and greet is that same day. Win some fantastic prizes. Let's look at it right quick before we start. You know, we gotta look at our prizes. Okay. And then we're going to get into the show. Trainers. Everybody hitting the appreciation button and subscribing. I'm trying to get to 1,000. I don't know how this happened. Yesterday, I went back one. They took one subscriber away from me instead of gaining one. Yeah, damn. I'll never get to 1,000 that way. Yeah, it went backwards. Damn. But let's see what tell you about these great prizes you can win. Get your ticket because you got the rest of this week and next week, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. It's showtime. So here we go. Let me be quiet. Keep talking, I'll never get this commercial on.
A raffle brought to you by the JBT. Our first item is a new 10th generation iPad with a liquid retina display which shows off beautiful color. It has plenty of power for all your handheld computing needs. Great for work, play, or just movies on the go. How much is it to enter, you ask? Just $10. Or you can catch the deal with 3 entries for just $25. It's easy to enter. Just cash app your entries to $JBT Network 1. That's $JBT Network 1. Our second item is a set of Kenichi Bear Bluetooth noise canceling headphones. Great for gaming, movies, or travel. As the second prize in this great raffle. Our third item is a Ninja brand air fryer. Great for all your air frying needs. Cooking healthy with the JBT. So send your entries via Cash App to JBT Network 1. That's JBT Network 1. $10 each or 3 for $25. Put raffle on the comment line and you are entered.
Yep, there you go. Get that block of 25, man. That's okay, TK. Tico, they are both right there in the same area. I can't pronounce neither one of them. So, yeah. So, what is that? Kazakhstan, something like that. Yeah, Janovac. Right. Okay. They're both right over there in the same area, though. Over there near Russia somewhere. Right? Yeah. But yeah, we're going to talk about some trainers today. You know, how the things they do to prepare the fighters, the mental importance of it. We're going to, but I tell you, here we go again with this shit. Excuse me. Man, I just don't know. There we go. Yeah, yesterday at the end, I just lost my entire display. Couldn't get it back. Maybe this thing is on the blank. My birthday is October 14th, so yeah. It'd be nice if JBT got together and got cash for a new laptop or an iPhone. You know, well, give me the money. It don't matter. I can buy my own. Keep some change in my pocket. You know? And McQueen's birthday too. We got the same birthday. About 30 years apart though. Yeah. Haven't seen that in a while. We've been getting those casual corners at 12 o'clock. We got Angry White Men this morning. D Hardcore was under the weather. D1 stepped in there for him. So we got a bonus Angry White Man. Okay, Ray says, do you know how much the cornerman makes per fight? It depends on what his fighter makes, Ray. You get a percentage. Now, if you're a tank cornerman, you get a pretty good check. You know, it's a percentage of what I don't think it's a set rate. They get a percentage of the bag. Like Angelo Dundee, let me give you an example. Angelo Dundee was Muhammad Ali's trainer. He was Jimmy Ellis's trainer and manager. And they fought each other. So Angelo Dundee elected to be in Jimmy Ellis's corner. You know why? Because at that time, you got a bigger percentage of the bag being the manager. And he was just Ali's trainer, Jimmy Ellis's trainer / manager. So he made more money working Jimmy Ellis's corner. So yeah, the corner man don't have a set rate. It's dependent upon what the fighter makes. So it varies, you know. Like a Canelo corner man or a Tank corner man, you know, pretty well paid. Yeah, I believe that's how that works. Yeah, 30% of the bag. Yeah, but let's get ready to get started on these cornermen. So, yeah, does that help you out, Ray? But that's how it works. Yeah, and I don't think they have a set rate that you pay them. They get a percentage, you know, like everybody else. You know. But yeah, let's get ready to go though. The title is the roles of trainers and cornermen in boxing. And you know, like I said, at the end I got 10 former trainers and 10 current ones. You know, like I got Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis both. They probably wouldn't be on nobody else's list, but they on mine. Okay, both of them. Bomac, Derek James, you know, current. Then the former, like Ray Arcel, Emmanuel, right there on the screen. Freddie, like Trump, I believe it was Trump said Freddie Roach. Lou Duva. Lou was very colorful character. Roger Mayweather was too, you know. Roger jumped in there, started off that riot and brawl into Floyd and Zab. Remember, Zab hit Floyd low. And Roger had told Floyd for like 2 or 3 rounds straight, watch that MF gonna do something dirty, Floyd, watch it. And Roger called it. Zab, Floyd started taking control of the fight and Zab hit him low. Floyd kind of bent forward, you know, and Zab hit him behind the head. That's when Roger jumped in. And Floyd, that should have been gone because Floyd should have been disqualified. Because Roger was the first one in there. And the only time a corner person can be in that ring is between rounds or throwing the towel in. So, you know, Don King said it because Don was Zab's promoter. Don said, Bob Father had Floyd then. Don said Floyd should have been disqualified, and he should have. He should have. But they didn't do it, you know. But it was a lot of fines. I think Roger got a year, $200,000. Zab got a year suspension. Yoel Judah, Zab's father, got like 6 months. Leonard Ellaby got 6 months. Because Leonard jumped in there too. Floyd was the only one that didn't do nothing. Floyd's shit was hurting. Floyd couldn't be a part of the brawl. He was still recovering. Floyd was over there by the ropes, doubled over. So he didn't get any kind of suspension or fine. Yeah. But Floyd, they got the fight back together and finished it off too. Because, you know, when that happened, I saw it out on TV as that happened. I said, that's it. That fight is over. But I couldn't believe it. They got it sorted out and finished it. And, you know, Floyd had started to take over when that happened. And he picked right back up where he left off and then controlled Zab for the rest of the way. But it was a good fight. Unanimous decision for Floyd. Yeah. But Roger told Floyd Zab was going to do something dirty, and damn if he didn't. Let's get ready to get started now. Okay. Let's go with today's show. Anybody come in? Nope. The usual suspects in here today. Appreciate everybody. Rocking with old Cass Sports. Yeah, I'm sorry about yesterday at the end. I don't know what happened. But when I looked at the playback, I was still live normally, but I just couldn't see nothing from here, from my point. You know, the screen just went blank on me. But I was still live. I played the playback and did it. It was only like 5 or 10 minutes to go. I said, let me go, because you know me and technology. I started messing around. I probably would have shut the whole thing down anyway. So. But we're going to get some link time today, and we might be able to talk about some of those matchups we had yesterday today. Okay? That's how we're going to do that. Next week is The Hands of Stone. The Hands of Stone. Roberto Duran against. He's going to be mostly lightweight because he was at his prime at lightweight. He went all the way to light heavyweight, but Roberto Duran was Roberto Duran at lightweight. You know, come to them 70s. He only lost once at lightweight to Esteban de Jesus, and he avenged that 2 times. And he had 72 fights in the 70s, went 72-1. Amazing, incredible, all that, man. So we're going to see him against some lightweights next week. And we will see Roberto Duran and Tank. And I'm going to try to be unbiased. I'm going to do my best, okay? It's going to be hard. That's why I really can't do have Tank first to Legends, because, you know, he would be undefeated. So, but I'm going to have him in Roberto Duran next week, though. And I'm going to do my best. But I think he really would knock Roberto Duran out. I'm just kidding. We'll see next week. But let's talk about these cornermen. Okay? The roles of trainers and cornermen in boxing. I was looking at my notes for the title. I forgot it was right there on the screen. Okay, take the chat one more time. All right, everybody hitting that appreciation button. Anybody talk to Jay Hardcore? He was under the weather this morning. D1 did his show doing Jay's slot. Okay, which was very nice of him. Okay, here we go. Now, it takes a team to build a great fighter, right? And in boxing, that team is comprised of trainers, cornermen, and other hidden heroes. Now, the pursuit of glory can be a lonely one, because when a fighter steps into the squared circle, they do so on their own. But it's the support network around them that can often go unnoticed. The most astute combatant knows the strength of unity. If preparation is the key to unlocking the doors of success, one must choose the right locksmith for the job, right? So today, we will explore the roles of great trainers and cornermen in boxing, and how much of their work can go over the heads of the untrained observer, okay? First, the role of the trainer, which is one of boxing's hidden heroes, the trainer, Let's look at that first. The role of the trainer. That's a pretty good one on the screen there. Emmanuel Stewart, right? Let's talk about the role of the trainer, okay? That look like that could be Sandy Ryan, but I doubt it. Now, a great trainer is the architect, the builder, and the decorator. They are the minds behind the concept and the hands under the hood of the bonnet. Without the guidance and input of a great trainer, even the best boxing prospects can fall short in their pursuit of glory. Now, to many observers, the job description of a great trainer is unknown. Sure, they are often celebrated under the halo of a fighter's success, right? You get a real good fighter, multiple weight world champion, you automatically think they must have a great trainer. Not necessarily true. Or you get a fighter that never won a championship, have a bad career, say his trainer must have been started. Not true all the time. Now, the trainer often celebrated under the halo of a fighter's success. But is there more to their tact than overseeing strategy and planning? Okay, here are a handful of areas top trainers oversee in a boxer's journey to the top. Conditioning and fitness. Okay, conditioning and fitness. No warrior should discount the importance of fitness in the sport. Great trainers ensure their fighters are conditioned to their absolute best, both in a physical and mental sense. That's important, physical and mental, okay? It is only when the body is optimally charged that a true champion can emerge. The greatest trainers in boxing history understood this beyond words. Most of them, like Custer Mato, Angelo Dundee, and Emmanuel Stewart, were fighters once upon a time. And they molded the likes of Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, and Thomas Hearns. I molded them around their physical attributes, in some ways to enhance the strength of their respective shapes and styles. Okay? Now, sharpening physical skills. Sharpening physical skills. Okay? Sharpening physical skills. Many great boxing trainers develop fighters from the ground up. Now, some may inherit fighters who are already deep into their careers. Now, whatever stage the fighter is at, the trainer oversees the development of skills and attributes like the jab in boxing, footwork, combinations, and general offensive and defensive maneuvers. Okay? Everybody come in. Gotta keep an eye on this chat. Now, one of the greatest roles of a trainer is to ensure their fighters are in the zone at all times, right? To achieve this, they must penetrate the minds of the men inside the ropes, okay? Must penetrate the minds inside the ropes, right? The men inside the ropes. They push, pull, and guide their bloodstock through each run, drill, and exercise with the right words, tones, and inflections. They implore greatness to achieve greatness. Let's look at mental strength and strategy. That's the important one. Mental strength and strategy, okay? Now, it is said that mental strength in boxing is something you earn. Unlike a cheap commodity that can be bought and sold, it is mined and treasured through pain and attrition. A great trainer knows only too well about the pitfalls and traps that await a great fighter. Part of their job is to ensure their warrior is equipped to overcome them all, okay? That's where the mental part comes in at. Those are the traps the mind falls is waiting for you. No matter how good you are physically, if your mind ain't right, you're gonna fall into them, okay? Now, one of the greatest minds in boxing history, Muhammad Ali, was mentally rock solid, but he was still human, right? Angelo Dundee understood this, but still found a way to tweak and adapt this gift into a near superhuman strength to be used in strategic combat, okay? Without this truly intangible gift, Ali may have never overcome the formidable George Foreman, right? And arguably the greatest victory in boxing history. Yeah, he needed that mind because that's how he beat George Foreman with the mind. Physically, Ali was nowhere near George Foreman. That strength, in that ring, George Foreman was killing people around that time. But Ali beat him with the mind. Mm-hmm. Yes, he did. Now let's look at hidden boxing heroes, the roles of cornermen. Okay. Now let's talk about this, because you might say, well, the trainer was a cornerman. Now, Melanie Queen 27 in the building. What's up, Melanie Queen 27? Good to see you today. Trump says, although not boxing trainers, Ariza and Memo Iridia are conditioned multiple fights. Okay, thank you, Trump. Yeah. Salute Melanie Queen 27. Yeah, Trump said they weren't trainers, yeah, but they conditioned multiple fighters. Yeah, they cornermen. We get ready to talk about that now, that part of it. Okay, as soon as I write down the great Melanie Queen 27 thing. Salute Melanie Queen 27. Good to see you today. Good to see you like every day. Melanie Queen 27 is the greatest moderator in the history of moderators, okay? Now, the roles of cornermen. Now, although trainers and cornermen were once used interchangeably in boxing circles, they are now considered separate entities, okay? If great trainers are generals who follow through the gates of Hades, boxing cornermen are their trusted lieutenants. The best cornermen, also known as seconds, also play defining roles in the strategy, preparation, and execution of a game plan, okay? It can be said that every round of a fight is a mini battle inside what is ultimately the war, right? Cornermen are vital in making sure that the support you need is there when you need it. That's very important. Just that cornermen are vital in making sure that the support a fighter needs is there when they need it. That's very important during a fight, okay? Depending on their roles, they may be responsible for some or all of the following. Pre-fight rituals, from applying hand wraps to working through warm-ups. Great cornermen ensure their fighter is comfortable and ready for war. They walk in front and behind the fighter, holding championship belts and hyping the warrior up. Instructions and advice. Although not permitted to instruct between rounds, you got one person that's allowed to do that, right? Did y'all know that? In between those rounds, the referee have to know. You can't just any of them get in there ring and talk. The referee have to know who's going to be the chief person who's going to be giving the instructions. You know, you can't keep changing every round. It's got to be that one person. Now, although not permitted to instruct between rounds, cornermen can enter the ropes and advise during rest periods, okay? It is here they can relay tactical information and keep the fighter focused, you know, although they're not the primary person, okay? Hydration and cut management. Other important roles played by cornermen in boxing is the management of dehydration and cuts, especially if fighters are operating on low budgets and can't afford specialists like Jacob Stitch Duran. Yeah, everybody can't afford Stitch. You know, some fighters have seconds over there doing multiple things. Sometimes the trainer, the head second, is also the cut man. Yeah. Everybody can't afford Stitch. Throwing in the towel. Great cornermen know their fighters enough to know when their fighter has had enough. They stand with them right until the end, often throwing in the towel if too much punishment is being taken. You know, it's like saving the fighter. Cornerman's job is to save the fighter from themselves too. That's a very important job. You know, when your fighter's in there taking a whole like what's his name? That Boots fought last year, Vila. You know, I don't know if it was the referee or the corner did it, but somebody had to save him from himself. Because Vila was taking too much punishment. Should have been ended like 2 rounds before. But yeah, the cornerman's job is to save the fighter from himself when he's taking too much punishment, refuse to go down. Yeah. World famous fighters like Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mike Tyson have had a plethora of different cornermen throughout their careers. From relatives and celebrities to gun-for-hire specialists. The juxtaposition of these two members' career trajectories shows how crucial it is to choose the right corner people. Okay? Oh man, I'm not even showing all my pictures. Now, one of the strengths of a champion is their ability to overcome the hurdles presented to them. Great fighters like Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali, and Sugar Ray Leonard all shared that quality. But they also had great trainers and cornermen in common, okay? They wasn't just doing all that on their own. They all had great corners. That's one thing they had in common. Yeah, all had great corners. And the cornermen, they are the hidden heroes of boxing. The voices through the fog, beckoning weary ships to port. As important to a fighter as their shield and spear, trainers like Emmanuel Stewart, Custer Mato, and Angelo Dundee are embedded into the fabric of boxing history. Although long departed, their efforts are still being studied and imitated in boxing gyms all over the world today. Okay, and we're gonna look at some trainers and some former trainers and some current ones. Okay, former trainers and some current ones. Let's look at 10 former trainers first. Okay, we're gonna get some extra link time today because we didn't get any yesterday. We didn't get to go over the fights from yesterday. You know that Canelo went up against. Remember, we didn't get to cover that, so we're going to do it today. Okay, so let's look at some of these cornermen. Is this Pro Box Week or was that last week? I believe Pro Box was last week, wasn't it? Yeah, I think. How is everybody today on this Tuesday, still early in the week? Just starting off another week of boxing history. Got a big week planned for you though. Tomorrow was brought to you by William O. School of Rand. Boxing during the Depression. I thought I had done that. I checked, but I didn't. We're going to talk about boxing during the Great Depression. That was one of the things that kept people going because, we didn't, some of the fights slowed down a lot, but because a lot of fighters went and fought in the war. What's the Depression I'm thinking about? World War II. This was right before it. But the fighting did slow down a lot because the money, the economy was in the trash can. So, and fighters was making a lot less money, but you did get some fights, right? And we're going to talk about that tomorrow, boxing during the Great Depression. Then, of course, Thursday is Louisiana, the boxing in the States, history of boxing in Louisiana, some other significant events that occurred concerning boxing in the state and some boxers from Louisiana. And then Friday, we're going to end up with the profile, as always, with the life and career of Smoking Joe Frazier. Smoking Joe Frazier, don't miss that. We're going to get into those 3 fights with Ali. Joe Frazier won the Olympic gold medal in 1964. He was the second in that great run in the 60s, remember? At heavyweight, Ali won it in 3 back-to-back Olympics. Ali won it in 60. Frazier won it in 64. I believe Ali won light heavyweight. Frazier in 64 and Big George Foreman in 68. And Big George was, I think he was 18 years old. He only had 21 amateur fights, winning the Olympic gold medal. Incredible, unheard of. But Loma had like 600 amateur fights or something. Big George had 18. And all 3 fought as professionals, and all 3 were heavyweight champions. So yeah, back to back. One Olympic gold medals. But first, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, we're talking about the trainers. Right? 10 former great boxing trainers. They got carried away there. I love talking about boxing history, man. Mm-hmm. But yesterday, what did Canelo? He had 15 fights. I think he won 2, lost 12, and had 1 draw. And his 2 wins were from fighters from this era. I had him beating David Benavidez and Bud. I talked to so many people that just hangs their hat on Canelo just walking through Benavidez. I do not understand that. I don't think so. Canelo could potentially stop Benavidez late. Benavidez been 12 rounds, but Benavidez is really a front runner. Look at him after those 12-round fights that he has spent. So just think about him, a grueling 12-round fight with Canelo, man. Okay? Canelo might get him out of there in the championship round 4. He's going to be in control late and win the fight. And poor Bud. Now, if Bud for Canelo was at 160, I would pick Bud. But 168 is just a bridge too far, man. It's a little bit too far for Bud. It's going to be very similar to the Mel fight. Bud ain't just going to lay down like Mel did, but he is not going to be able to do too much with Canelo. Canelo is going to be too strong. He's not going to stop Canelo. Ain't no damn way. Triple G couldn't do it. Ain't no way Bud Crawford stopping Canelo. That just ain't happening. You can put the farm on that. That Bud Crawford will stop Canelo. Now Canelo could stop him. I got to go on the distance, but I got Bud hitting the mat at least once in that fight. Maybe a couple of times, but at least once. If they fight, that is. But I agree with Canelo. There's nothing in it for him, so he wants to get paid. I don't blame him. He gains absolutely nothing from fighting Bud. If he wins, people are going to say, look at the Mel fight. You knew he was going to beat him. If he loses, oh my God. That hurts his legacy there bad if Canelo loses to Bud Crawford. I'm coming. I can't get this to come up, man. What is going on? Anybody in here think Bud beats Canelo? That's just what I think again. I don't think so. Okay, but what's going on? Man. Bear with me, please. It's been a rough week starting out. Hang there with me for a minute, please. I'm going to get it. But yeah, no, Bud won't win that. I was picking last week I was talking to T Hill and I had we had a dispute. I had Benavidez beating me, was it Benavidez? Beating Morrell. But I'm thinking Canelo. I would pick Morrell over Canelo too because the man got everything, every skill that gives Canelo trouble. And he got like a 6 to almost a 7-inch reach advantage. With all the skills Morrell has, the kid's got a 7-inch reach advantage over Canelo and almost a 6-inch height advantage. What is Canelo going to do? That's going to be a lot to overcome. And he's going to be getting stung when he's trying to work his way past all that reach and height. Morrell can pop. I got Morrell outboxing Canelo. Okay, let me see if this is it. Nope. What y'all think about that? We might have to go to the current trainers. What am I doing wrong here? Bear with me. I just had this up. Bear with me. There we go. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we got 10 former boxing trainers we're going to talk about real quick. Not real quick, but now, boxing one of the most refined combat sports on the planet. So having a good coach to teach you the intricacies of the sweet science goes a long way. Boxing coaches give you the blueprint to be a successful boxer. So having the wrong coach can be detrimental to your success inside the ring. Former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson is the best example of this reality. Tyson looked virtually invisible or unbeatable when he trained under Custer Amato, but his career and life spiraled out of control after Custer passed away in 1985. A great boxing coach goes beyond simply teaching you how to throw a punch or block one. They teach you how to maintain your focus as you work your way through the ranks. Okay? So let's talk about some of the best in the business, some former ones. Okay? You just don't know how important wording is when you're trying to pull up stuff on these sites on the online. One little word can throw the whole thing off. Okay, Roger Mayweather. Here's Roger and Floyd. First one is Roger Mayweather. Okay, I don't need you right now. Okay, now. Roger's famous statement, remember? You don't know shit about boxing. Right? Roger said that a lot. Remember? Now, anybody that's shocked to find Roger Mayweather on this list don't know shit about boxing. Okay? But Roger Mayweather turned to coaching after a successful professional boxing career, and he spent most of his time working with his top student, his nephew Floyd. And the rest is history, as the two never experienced defeat working together. Never did. Roger's old school mitt drills were beautiful to watch, and they significantly improved Floyd's ability to fight off opponents trying to crowd him. They came from all that mitt work him and Roger did. Because, so many fighters against Floyd would try to dirty the fight up. Now, Floyd Mayweather Sr. certainly deserves recognition for the training he did with Floyd, especially during his childhood. But Roger made Floyd the best boxer in recent history. Roger was more than just a boxing coach. He was just as entertaining to watch, as he often threw verbal jabs at Floyd's opponents and their coaches, helping to sell fights. I told you Roger was a very colorful character. Yes, he was. Roger Mayweather, next, the legendary Ray Arcel. He had Roberto. But after that No Mas fight, Ray left Roberto, but Ray said he couldn't be associated with that. But when the second Sugar Ray fight, when Roberto just quit, Ray Arcel said, "Nah, I done had enough of this." Sure did. So let's talk about Ray. Here he is. Now, a lot of people probably, in this era, probably never heard of Ray Arcel. He's one of the most accomplished trainers in boxing history, no doubt. Arcel started working with boxers when he was in his early 20s, and he won his first title as a coach a few years later, before he was 30 years old. Known for his understanding but firm approach to training boxers, Arcel was way more than just a coach. He went above and beyond to keep his fighters in the right mental state and out of trouble. Arcel had trained over 20 champions by the time he eventually retired. 20 champions, Some of his more notable students include Freddie Steele, Larry Holmes, and Benny Leonard, and Roberto Duran, the great Benny Leonard from the 20s. Yeah. Remember Benny Leonard? Well, you had to be a really big historian, but I've talked about Benny Leonard a lot. But y'all remember him. Let's take a break. Because that raffle is next week, So, get your ticket. You got the rest of this week and next week, and then that's it. It's here.
It's time for another raffle brought to you by the JBT. Our first item is a new 10th generation iPad with a liquid retina display which shows off beautiful color and has plenty of power for all your handheld computing needs. Great for work, play, or just movies on the go. How much is it to enter, you ask? Just $10. Or you can catch the deal with 3 entries for just $25. It's easy to enter. Just cash app your entries to $JBT Network 1. That's $JBT Network 1. Our second item is a set of Kenichi Bear Bluetooth noise canceling headphones. Great for gaming, movies, or travel. As the second prize in this great raffle. Our third item is a Ninja brand air fryer. Great for all your air frying needs. Cooking healthy with the JBT. So send your entries via Cash App to JBT Network 1. That's JBT Network 1. $10 each or 3 for $25. Put raffle on the comment line and you are entered.
Get in. You only got a week, a little over a week and a half, because it's next week. Next week. Yeah. October 12th. Saturday is the 5th. Okay? 3 terrific prizes. And Ray Arcel was the last one we talked about. Let's move on. Next is Cus D'Amato. We just spoke briefly about Cus. That's him and Mike Tyson right there. Cus D'Amato. D'Amato was so dedicated to training boxers that he lived at his Empire Sporting Club gym for several years. Some of the boxers he trained, like Floyd Patterson, Jose Torres, and Mike Tyson, became legendary world champions. Cus is also known for developing the peekaboo stance, popularized by Tyson, even though Patterson also used the same stance. It became more famous when Mike started using it, though. Many would argue that D'Amato's most significant accomplishment was grooming Mike Tyson into becoming the youngest heavyweight champion in boxing history, winning the WBC belt at 20 years old. And that record still stands to this day right now in 2024, still the youngest at 20. Heavyweight. The youngest overall is Wilfred Benitez at 17. I told you about that. Yeah, he was still in high school. Okay. Some of his classmates were at the fight. 17 years old. Next is Angelo Dundee. There's him and his most prized pupil, Muhammad Ali. Okay, Angelo Dundee. Angelo Dundee is one of the most decorated boxing coaches in the history of the sport. His lifelong student, the legendary Muhammad Ali, is the most famous boxer in history and is viewed by many as the greatest boxer ever, okay? The two met when Ali was a teenager and worked together for over 2 decades. Dundee also trained Sugar Ray Leonard and cornered him throughout his career. Dundee also started working with George Foreman in 1994 when Foreman made his return to boxing and ended up reclaiming the heavyweight title. Yeah, he worked with George when George came back. The legendary Angelo Dundee. Next, legendary Eddie Futch. Okay, Eddie Futch. You got legendary in the dictionary. That picture right there should be beside it. Eddie Futch. This list would not be complete without Eddie Futch. Okay? Again, somebody doing a list of great trainers without Eddie Futch, I'm calling the police on him. Muhammad Ali might have been the greatest boxer of his era, but Eddie Futch trained 4 of the 5 boxers who defeated him. Okay? Say that again. Muhammad Ali might have been the greatest boxer of his era, but Eddie Futch trained 4 of the 5 fighters that beat Ali. Ali got 5 losses. Eddie Futch trained 4 of them that beat him. Okay? Trevor Berbick, Joe Frazier, Larry Holmes, and Ken Norton. So is Eddie Futch great or what? I can just stop talking about Eddie Futch right now. Futch started as an amateur boxer, training with fighters like Joe Louis in Detroit. A professor of the sweet science, Don Jordan, was his first protege to win a title in 1958. Futch eventually started working with Joe Frazier, and he cornered him for his 3 fights against Ali. Okay? Futch also worked with Freddie Roach, who is now viewed as one of the best coaches in boxing. Yeah, I would say Freddie is the best active trainer. And I knew that, but I never made that connection, man. Of Ali's 5 losses, Eddie Futch was in the other corner for 4 of them. I knew that. You know how you know something but don't know it? I never made the connection to that. But yes, Joe Frazier, Ken Norton, Larry Holmes, and Trevor Berbick. Eddie Futch was in all those corners when those guys beat Ali. 4 out of 5 Ali's losses, the opposing trainer was Eddie Futch. Wow. I knew that, but didn't know it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Wow, that's something to think about. Next is Emanuel Stewart, who was a student of Eddie Futch, learned at Eddie Futch's knee. Emanuel Stewart did. When him and his mother first moved to Detroit, and her and his father celebrated, he walked in the gym, and Eddie Futch and Joe Louis was in that gym. Emanuel walked in as a young teenager. Yeah, Eddie Futch and Joe Louis trained there. Now, Emanuel Stewart's impact on boxing is undeniable. A native of West Virginia, that's where him and his mother moved from to Detroit. A native of West Virginia, Stewart grew up in Detroit and picked up boxing early on. He was successful as an amateur boxer and eventually joined the famous Crump Gym, where Stewart transitioned from boxer to coach and started working with local amateurs. Thomas Hearns was his first student to go pro, winning 6 belts. Stewart also worked with other champions like Vladimir Klitschko and Lennox Lewis. Now, Hearns was not his first fighter to win a championship. That was, man, I can't think of the guy's name. Anybody know it? Where you at, Joe, when I need you? Joe would have it in there, but it wasn't Hearns. He had one fighter won a title before Hearns. I don't know. I'll tell you before the end of the show, okay? Next is Freddie Roach. I think Trump was talking about Freddie Roach. Yeah, I got 10 current trainers, but I had to put Freddie with the big guys, man. With the old legendary trainers. I just had to do it, man. Yeah, I put Freddie on this list with the old former legendary guys. Freddie is legendary already. Where's Freddie? Yeah, that's Freddie and Manny. Freddie Roach. Okay. Freddie Roach. Now, Freddie Roach had a decent run as a professional boxer, ending his career with 53 fights, 40 wins, 13 losses. Now, he eventually transitioned to training fighters and founded the famous Wildcard Boxing Gym out in LA. Yeah. Roach's prize student, Manny Pacquiao, won world titles in 8 different divisions. Freddie was with him every step of the way. Roach also guided fighters like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and Amir Khan to multiple world titles. Yeah, Freddie Roach. Still actively training fighters too. Still actively training fighters. His prize pupil, Manny, is gone, but Freddie's still out there. Jack Blackburn, another former fighter. You know, the best trainers are usually former fighters, you know. And all trainers are former fighters, to tell you the truth. But Jack Blackburn started as a promising 135-pounder, but his career was derailed when he served 5 years in prison for a shooting spree that left 3 people dead and only got 5 years. Wow. Blackburn returned to boxing after serving his sentence and retired in 1923. He eventually ran into the legendary Joe Louis and started training him. Louis quickly established himself as the best heavyweight in the world, winning the world title. Louis defended the title 20 times with Blackburn by his side. He wasn't there for all of them. Okay, Blackburn died in 1942 while Louis was preparing for his 21st title defense. Yeah, after that he went to, after the 21st was, I think, when Joe Louis went into the Army. And he was out for like 4 years till 1946. Yeah, Jack Blackburn died after 20. He was there for the first 20, then he passed away. I can't remember who Joe Louis had training him after that. Those 25 straight title defenses, remember? Jack Blackburn was there for 20 of them. Okay. Next trainer is legendary Mexican trainer, Ignacio Nacho Beristain. Okay. Now, Beristain is most famous for developing some of the most successful boxers from Mexico. His students include world champions like Oscar De La Hoya, Rafael Marquez, and Juan Manuel Marquez, the Marquez brothers. Yeah. Rafael and Juan. Yeah, Beristain had both of them. Next, Lou Duva. This is the final one of the former. There's Lou Duva and Evander Holyfield right there. Lou Duva. Okay. Lou Duva was one of those trainers who seemed to be able to take any decent boxer and turns them into the best in their division. Some of the fighters he worked with include Arturo Gatti, Lennox Lewis, Pernell Whitaker, Evander Holyfield, Hector Camacho, and Michael Moorer. Yeah. Fans loved his fighters for their dominant and exciting performances inside the ring. Duva taught an aggressive boxing style that often delivered entertaining fights, and Duva was very colorful too, like a Roger Mayweather, very colorful character. The press conferences were always good. You know, when one of Lou Duva's fighters was fighting, yeah, always had some fire press. Lou up there. Now let's look at some of the current guys, okay? Some of the current trainers. And we're going to get some extra link time today because, you know, I want to talk about some of the fights we had yesterday. I had some technical difficulties that went on off the air yesterday, okay? Everybody hitting the appreciation button for me. I appreciate it. Let's see, yeah, they looking good, looking okay. Yesterday when I lost a subscriber yesterday. Did I make somebody mad or something? Took the subscription back? I'm trying to get to 1,000. I can't get them going backwards. Yeah, I was at a certain when I looked at them this morning. I had lost one. Damn. But that's all good. Made somebody mad, I'm sorry. Please put your subscription back. But let's look at some of these current trainers, okay? We got Just Do Boxing coming up at 4 o'clock. Okay. Today is the roles of trainers and cornermen. Tomorrow's coming out of the chat brought to you by WMO School of Rant. It's going to be boxing during the Great Depression. Yeah. That should be a good one. But the first of the current trainers, just a little short one. Then we're going to get some link time. Okay. The first one is Brian McIntyre, more commonly known as Bomac. Here's Bomac and Bud. Okay, just a little brief thing. Now, Bomac is a boxing trainer who was named Trainer of the Year in 2023 by many outlets. Okay, he's a former boxer. Most famously known for fighting Butterbean, and he is known for his work with Terrence Crawford, Keyshawn Davis. Those are two of the bigger names he trains. He trains Calvin Davis and a few other high-level boxers. Okay, Brian Bomac McIntyre. Okay, a little brief profiles on the current. Got 10 current guys. And get some link time. Next is Eddie Reynoso, Canelo's trainer. Eddie Reynoso. Eddie Reynoso is a Mexican boxing trainer who has been recognized as Trainer of the Year and Manager of the Year, okay? He has said that he has become more like a father figure to some of his fighters than just a trainer. Some of the fighters he has worked with include he's worked with Canelo Alvarez, Oscar Valdez, Andy Ruiz Jr. He's worked with Ryan Garcia, Frank Sanchez, and Julio Cesar Martinez. Okay? Eddie Reynoso. Next is Calvin Ford. These are some of the current guys. Calvin Ford, okay? Calvin Ford is widely respected as a professional boxing trainer, notably for his long-term coaching relationship with Gervonta Davis, one of the top fighters in the sport today. Okay? Ford is also known for his work with inner city youth at Upton Gym in West Baltimore. Okay? Calvin Ford. All right. Next, Kenny Ellis. Going over some current trainers. Kenny Ellis on the left, him and Calvin Ford there. Kenny Ellis is Javonte Davis's co-trainer along with Ford. Ellis is known for his work at creating game plans that help Tank very well prepared to face all his opponents. Ellis also works alongside Calvin Ford with the youth at Upton Gym in West Baltimore. He also trains his daughter, Maya Ellis, who is a rising young female fighter. Okay? Kenny Ellis. Talking about some current trainers. Robert Garcia. Robert Garcia is next. Okay? Robert Garcia is a former boxer who competed from 1992 to 2001. He had a 9-year career. He has since worked as a boxing trainer and was voted Trainer of the Year by Ring Magazine in 2011 and by the Boxing Writers Association of America in 2012. Notable fighters who Garcia has worked with include Mikey Garcia, his brother, Nonito Donaire, Tony Ferguson, Virgil Ortiz Jr., and Jose Valenzuela, more commonly known as Rayo. Okay. Garcia runs the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy in Oxnard, California. Okay. There's some current boxing trainers since today was on boxing coaches. Cornermen. Ronnie Shields. Okay. Let me see. Ronnie Shields. Ronnie Shields is a former professional boxer in the featherweight division and is currently a boxing trainer. He works out of the Plex Boxing Gym in Stafford, Texas. The fighters he has worked with include Mike Tyson, Pernell Whitaker, Arturo Gatti, Vernon Forrest, Kermit Cintron, and Jermell Charlo. Current stable includes Erislandy Lara, Jamal Charlo, Effia Jogba, and David Morrell Jr. Currently works, Roddy Shields currently works with David Morrell Jr. I'm not sure about a job, but I know he currently works with Jamal Charlo and David Morrell Jr. Okay. I believe he's still within Lara's corner. If I'm not, somebody let me know. But I think Roddy Shields, does he still train Lara? I can't remember from when he fought a couple weeks ago. I know Jamal Charlo and David Morrell. Okay. Virgil Hunter. Current trainers. No. Virgil Hunter ain't next. Or is it? No, yeah, Bob Santos is next. There's Bob. BN Boxing News. Today was trainers and cornermen today, BN. We're just going over some trainers now. We looked at some former ones, legendary ones, like Roger Mayweather and Emmanuel Stewart and Custody Martin, Angelo Dundee. We're now looking at some current ones. We up to Virgil Hunter. No, Bob Santos. I think he currently trains Hector, right? Let's salute BN Boxing News. Another former JBT channel. Bob Santos is a trainer / manager and cut man. Trainer / manager / cut man. See, like I was telling you before, some trainers also double as cut man, and Bob Santos is one of them. Trainer and the cut man and the manager. Not for every fighter, but he's not every fighter's trainer and manager, but some of them he is, okay? Now, he won Trainer of the Year for both the Ring Magazine and Sports Illustrated in 2022, just a couple years ago. What did he do in 2022? I think Hector beat, Hector beat Chris Colbert. What else did Bob Santos do for Trainer of the Year? See, that complexion, man. I can't remember what Bob Santos did in 2022 to be Trainer of the damn year. Anybody could have beat Chris Cole, but he was just waiting to lose his belt. But anyway, let me move on. Bob Santos. What did he do in 2022? But he won it. 2022. Bob Santos. Bob Santos is a well-known member of the boxing community, right? Notable fighters he has worked with include Joe Casamayor, Mario Barrios, Amir Carl Vidal, and Hector Garcia. Currently trains Hector. Okay. Now Virgil Hunter. Okay. Here's Virgil. Yeah. Virgil Hunter. Virgil Hunter was selected to receive the Futch Condon Award for the 2011 Trainer of the Year by the Boxing Writers Association of America. Some fighters he worked with include Alfredo Angular, Nicola Adams, Andre Berto, Andre Ward, he was his godfather, Abner Maris, Amir Khan, Mario Barrios, Tony Yoko, and Joshua Buatsi. Y'all ever heard of the singer Keisha Cole? Y'all know that Virgil Hunter is her biological father. They just met in 2017, but yeah, he's Keisha Cole's biological father, Virgil Hunter. I didn't know that till this morning. Man, yeah. And they didn't meet. He wasn't in a life growing up. They finally met in 2017. You know, ain't like a normal situation where an average everyday person got a child and just met the team. Two high profile people like that find out, you know they're gonna meet. Yeah. Yeah, but Virgil Hunter, yeah. And a couple more. We're gonna get some link time. The next one is Derek James. Yeah. Current trainers. Two more, as a matter of fact. There's Derek James and Earl. They fell apart. They fell out. I thought them guys was tight though, Earl and Derek. I thought they was like that. But I think found out Derek was like really closer to the father. It was really the father, Earl's father, that got him training Earl in the first place. Yeah. I had to look into that because I thought they was tight, but it was really Earl's father that Derek was really tight with. That's who brought him into Earl's camp, was Earl's father. So yeah. Yeah, they fell out though. Who is Earl's trainer now though? Does he have one? I'd imagine they have a fight that don't even have a trainer. But somebody said the Fundura fight was off anyway, I think. But anyway, Derek James. Derek James is a former boxer and current boxing trainer. He's the current trainer of Jamel Charlo, Ryan Garcia, and Frank Martin. In addition, he's the former trainer of Earl Spence, former unified 3-belt welterweight champion. But they fell out. Finally, Abel Sanchez. Yeah, I thought him and Earl was like that, man. You know? But I guess not. Well, if they was like that, they ain't like that no more. I think Derek's suing them, right? Just Do Boxing in the building. What's up, Just Do? Coming up at 4 p.m. Just Do Boxing. I believe Just Do is going to be talking about TO today. Or TVO, you know. TO. That's the mixture of TO and BVO Boxing TV. TVO. Right? That's BVO's favorite fighter, so I call him TVO, not TO. TVO. Call both of them TVO. But salute Just Do Boxing. We got one more. Then I'm going to drop the link. Because we didn't get to talk about the fights yesterday. Abel Sanchez is last, though. How did he get up there? I didn't hit that button. Damn. He's up there. Abel Sanchez. I had to hit it, I guess. Abel Sanchez is a Mexican boxer trainer who previously coached Gennady Golovkin, Triple G. Other boxers he's trained include Lupe Aquino, had Terry Norris, and Murat Gassiel. He had good fight. legendary. He's a very good trainer, though. About that. He taught that Mexican style. Get that Mexican pressure style going to. From way over there in Russia, somewhere over there. Where's Triple G from? No, he ain't from no Mexico. They always talk about him in that Mexican style. I'm gonna put the link in because we didn't. I don't know what happened yesterday. I apologize for that. I had some technical difficulties and everything just went off track. But since that raffle is getting so close, let's look at that one more time while I'm putting the link in, okay? Because I can't talk while I'm putting the link in to get it right. So listen to this. It might help if I turn it on, wouldn't it?
Our first item is a new 10th generation iPad with a liquid retina display which shows off beautiful color and has plenty of power for all your handheld computing needs. Great for work, play, or just movies on the go. How much is it to enter, you ask? Just $10. Or you can catch the deal with 3 entries for just $25. It's easy to enter. Just cash app your entries to $JBT Network 1. That's $JBT Network 1. Our second item is a set of Kenichi Bear Bluetooth noise canceling headphones. Great for gaming, movies, or travel. As the second prize in this great raffle. Our third item is a Ninja brand air fryer. Great for all your air frying needs. Cooking healthy with the JBT. So send your entries via Cash App to JBT Network 1. That's JBT Network 1. $10 each or 3 for $25. Put raffle on the comment line and you are entered.
That's it. And it's next Saturday. Not this Saturday. Next Saturday. Yeah. It's the raffle, man. And those prizes are going to go. You know, D1 won the last one, the TV, and he had it the same week he won it. I was surprised that he got it so fast, right? But now, like I said, the earphones, there might be a delay getting it because I might have to use them for like a week or two. No, I'm just kidding. Those are some fire earphones, man. Whoever get them is going to be lucky. Yeah, those things are. Kenichi Bear headphones. Kenichi Bear is a proud sponsor of the JBT also. Yeah. And then the air fryer. Everybody can use a good air fryer, man. I know I could use a new one. And then the 10th generation iPad. I need one of them too. Yeah. So if I got in and I wouldn't take that block of 25, you know. You went on 3 of those prizes for $25. You are way ahead of the game, man. I am serious. Well, okay. Let's see. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. What's up, D-Hill?
Just spectate.
Yeah. What's going on today? How you feeling today?
Taking it one day at a time. One day at a time. That's the only way we
can take it. Yeah.
You already know, man. You already know.
Yeah, I didn't get to drop it yesterday. I don't know what happened. The whole screen went blank on me. But then when I did the replay, I was still live, so I don't know what.
Yeah, you was live and we could hear you.
I couldn't get it back, so I couldn't see nothing, man. So I said, let me get out of here, man.
Throw a thumbs up, but you couldn't even see a thumbs up if we threw one.
Yeah. What do you think about some of those matchups yesterday, though?
Honestly, man, I think that, given boxing,
yeah,
there are ways that
you on mute, T-Hill? Oh shit. Lost Thomas Hill's sound. Oh, was the sound? Let me see. Okay. Testing. It's not me. T Hill, you must be on mute, bro. Can't hear you. Yeah. Well, look like we can't hear Thomas Hill right now. But there's the link. It's there. I'm gonna pin it in there for everybody. You can hit it and come on up and chop it up, or chop it down. Yeah, we didn't get to drop the link yesterday, so I was thinking about some of those prior matchups we had for Canelo. Next week is going to be the Hands of Stone. Roberto Duran going to be in the hot seat. We're going to get Roberto Duran and Tank Davis. Remember the while back young man that's related to Calvin Ford had asked me about that matchup. And he said, don't tell him what would happen. I hope he be in here next week. Get that. Hopefully I had that fire drop that Big Dre sent me about fantasy matchups Monday. It was fire. I wanted y'all to hear that bad. But then it said it was the wrong size. And I had to convert it. I don't know how to do that, man. You know, damn well I don't know how to convert no video to fit them. Did they know who they was talking, sending that message to? It was a message. This video is the wrong size. Do such and such to convert it to fit this something. And man, I didn't even try. But I got the commercial in. Big Dre sent me the commercial. I got that in. So I don't know what the deal was with that. But it's not. I'm going to have it in by next week. But we lost Thomas Hill. You know, maybe something going on out there, you know, where he is, in his part of the world. But don't forget tomorrow to stop by. We got show coming up, brought to you by William Old School of Rant. You know, Wednesday, I try to take a show out of the chat. And I got two of them. Tomorrow is a boxing during the Great Depression. And then next Wednesday, brought to you by Big Supreme. It's going to be the life and career of Tex Rickard. I can't believe I never did one on Tex. He was the first big-time promoter of note way back in the 20s. And Tex was the man that built Madison Square Garden. Yeah. And he owned the New York Islanders hockey team until his death. Tex had the first $1 million gate fight between Jack Dempsey and George Carpenter. Tex was big time. The Bob Father and Don King probably then read some books on Tex Rickard, man. That's what Bob Father and Don King both want to be like Tex Rickard when they grew up. Yeah. So he's going to be next Wednesday. And we are halfway through the alphabet. You know, the boxing in the States on Thursdays. We're going through the alphabet doing each state. We're halfway through. L. It's halfway through. It's 26 letters in the alphabet, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. That's 13. So we're halfway. So we'll finish early 2025. We had to come up with something else. Probably just go through each country and do a history of boxing, country by country, and some of the top boxers from that country. But we got to do boxing in the States first. Then we're going to finish up with profile. It's just Tuesday. I'm talking about finishing the week up. But Friday will be the life and career of Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier. Man only lost to 2 men his entire career. Lost 2 to George Foreman, 2 to Muhammad Ali. Nobody else beat Smoking Joe other than them 2. And he fought in the golden era, the greatest era ever of heavyweights in the 70s. But nobody else could beat Smoking Joe but Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. Okay? And he did beat Muhammad Ali one time. Couldn't mess with Big George, though. Big George destroyed in that first time. He knocked Joe down 6 times in 2 rounds, man. And 2 rounds, 6 times. One time, Joe Frazier bounced up off the mat and started running. And Big George was right behind. It was on Sports Illustrated. Joe Frazier was running and Big George was right behind him. Yeah. That was the cover of Sports Illustrated that week. Sports Illustrated magazine. I haven't seen one of them in years. Just think if I had that one, I think that was like 73, 74, in good shape. That thing would be worth the money now. 50 years later. I used to get that every week when it came out, man. I don't know where the hell they at now. None of them. Man, I wish I just had one of them. I'm like 73. But yeah, that issue had it was the week of the fight between Foreman and Frazier, and Frazier went down 69. Showed him running, and Foreman was right behind him. Yeah. But yeah, Joe Frazier's Friday, and like I said, only beaten by 2 men in his career, Muhammad Ali and George Foreman, and he fought in the 70s. You know, they had Shavers and Norton. Never fought Norton. They were supposed to be these good friends and never wanted to fight each other. Come on, man. Like Jay Hardcore always say, like Mike Tyson said, "You, my friend, helped me make this money." And that would have been a big fight. Joe Frazier and Ken Norton, the man that beat Ali. Think of that, the promotion on that. Ali's biggest rival, Joe Frazier, against the man that beat him, Ken Norton. That would have been huge. But they were friends. Never fought. That would have been a great fight. And we had Larry Holmes, but I don't know, Frazier didn't fight Holmes either. Holmes came in later in the decade. Early part, he was Ali's sparring partner. Yeah, Holmes was Ali's sparring partner. And isn't that something about one of these great trainers we talked about today, Eddie Futch? Everybody wasn't in here, but listen to this. Muhammad Ali had 5 losses, right? Legendary trainer Eddie Futch was in the opposite corner for 4 of those 5 losses. Eddie Futch trained 4 of the fighters to beat Ali. Joe Frazier was in Joe Frazier's corner the night he beat Ali. He was in Larry Holmes' corner. He was in Trevor Burberry's corner. And he was in Ken Norton's corner. Yep. Eddie Futch. So they had something to do with, I guess, Ali losing some of those fights. But I never knew that. I knew it, you know how you knew it, but you never made the connection on that. But yeah, I knew Eddie Futch was in there against, but you know, I just never knew one man was trained against Ali for all those losses. 4 out of 5 of his losses, Eddie Futch in the opposite corner. And they say Eddie knew Ali. Yeah, he knew him. From the 3 Joe Frazier fight. Eddie had like 7 fights. No, Eddie had 6. Eddie had damn near 10 fights going against Ali. He had the 3 Fraziers, the 3 Nortons. He had Holmes. That's 6. He had Holmes, Trevor Burberry. He had like 8 fights against Ali. So he knew Ali as a trainer. Yeah. Beat him 4 times. Gave Ali 4 of his 5 losses. The legendary Eddie Futch. Yes, he did. Everybody hitting the appreciation button. Anybody seen Let's Talk Fashion today? We got Let's Talk Fashion coming up tomorrow. Now would be the time to get that fire preview of what's going on tomorrow. You know? But he's not in here. Okay. We got a case on the docket. I don't know when it's coming up. On the judge on Friday. Judge, what's is it Judge Polo or something? In the hangout on Fridays? Well, I got an age discrimination lawsuit against Remo. That's coming up on the docket. I don't know when. It's on the docket, but I don't know when Judge Polo is going to hear it. Okay. I'm trying to hire Ed McQueen as my lawyer. Yeah. Yeah, I came in the meeting one time 3 minutes late, and Remo just jumped all over me for like 15 minutes, man, talking about you unprofessional. That's what y'all old people do, blah, blah, blah. Then a young person came in 25 minutes late. He didn't say nothing, man. So it had to be my age. So I'm suing him for age discrimination. I'm suing him for $10 million, but I will settle for $20. So that's coming up on the docket in Judge Polo's courtroom. I believe isn't it Judge Polo, his name? The hangout on Friday. Maybe it'll be this Friday. I got to get in touch with Judge Polo. No? Yeah. Oh, Judge Polo J. Thank you, Melanie Queen. Judge Polo J. Yeah, I got a case on there. age discrimination. Yeah, coming up. I told you, so we moved for $10 million, but I will settle out of court for $20. Okay, so we'll see what happens with that. I don't have no lawyer yet. I'm trying to get Ed McQueen as a fire lawyer. Can't get Johnny Cochran, so I'll settle for Ed McQueen. But yeah, we got a fire lineup in this JBT too. D1 from the Angry White Men did this morning in the hangout because, well, not the hangout, he did Angry White Men, but in place of the hangout because Jay Hardcore is under the weather today. So D1 took that spot and did a fire job. We got, tomorrow's Wednesday. Let's talk fashion. Yeah, thank you, Melanie Queen, Judge Polo J. I knew it was Polo in there. Judge Polo J. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But normally Monday through Thursday, it's start with BVO Boxing TV at 6:30, featuring Crush the Legend, and then Monday through Thursday it's Jay Hardcore in the Hangout, okay, and Cash Sports Set 2, bringing you all that boxing history. Just Do Boxing at 4 p.m., bringing you that balanced, unbiased boxing talk, both sides of every situation. And then at 8 o'clock, it's BVO Boxing TV. Okay, Fire Boxing Talk. Oh, we got a couple guys over there with the D3. Prize Fighter, T Hill. Crush the Legend. 9 p.m. is the Mighty Rides podcast. Up on the panel with both of the Devontae Tank Davis' coaches, Calvin Ford, Kitty Ellis, Coach Squeeze Sr. Okay. And then on Wednesday mornings, it's Let's Talk Fashion at 10 a.m. Now, Fridays is a little different. Fridays, again, starts out with Crush the Legend in the morning. And then Remo does another Let's Talk Fashion Friday mornings at 10. No, wait a minute, I'm missing something. The Hangout. Judge Polo J. Yeah, the Hangout on Fridays, court is in session. Judge Polo J. Maybe he'll hear my case this week. But the court will be in session Friday at 8 p.m. in the Hangout. Don't miss it. Okay. And then at 10, then Remo does the Let's Talk Fashion on Fridays. Okay. Any of these days, you might get a Casuals Corner at 12 p.m. Ed McQueen, Thomas Hill breaking down boxing. You have not watched the fight until after you watch the Casuals Corner breakdown. I'm telling you. Then at 2 p.m. This is Friday's Cash Sports, the box historian, bringing you all that boxing history. Just Do at 4, doing his thing over there. And then 8 p.m. Friday, Jay Hardcore spins the block. In the Hangout again for the Friday night Hangout. It's wild in there. Buckle your seatbelts. BYOW. Bring your own whatever. Okay? And then Ride's podcast at 9 p.m. And then on Fridays, we close it down with the Angry White Men at 10 p.m. D1 and Remo School of Rant, talking all things boxing. Fire podcast. And we got a couple other good shows too. We got BN Boxing News, dropping videos all the time, and Fire Post-Fight Talk, Prison Talk with Tommy, Coach Thomas Morris. He had 27 years in the New York prison system. He got some stories for your ass, man. Yes, sir. And he is now a very successful personal trainer with his first child on the way. Okay, what a story. Prison Talk with Tommy. Okay? So the JBT. Just boxing talk. That's all. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more in the building. You went on some trainers today, Bruce. Cornermen, and then we looked at 10 former coaches and 10 current. I learned something today too. I knew this, but I just learned it too. Eddie Futch was in the trained 4 to 5 guys that gave Ali lost. So he got 5. Eddie Futch had Holmes, Frazier, Norton, and Trevor Burbick. Yeah. And then who was his other loss? Very interesting. Frazier, Norton, Holmes, Burbick. Oh, Leon Spinks. Right, that was the 5th. The only one that Eddie Futch wasn't in the corner Only loss Ali had that wasn't against Eddie Futch was Leon Spinks. Thank you, Bruce. Leon Spinks. Yeah. Leon Spinks. Right. That was his fifth one. Yeah. Yeah. That was a shocker there. Leon was the seventh fight novice, man. Had just 7 fights and beat Ali. And then that's when the WBA and WBO split since the early 70s because WBC, excuse me. WBO had like 10, 15 more years before they came in. WBA and WBC split because the WBC they had a title eliminated between Norton, was it Jimmy Young? Or Jimmy Ellis, one of the Jimmys. I get them mixed up. Norton won it, so the WBC made him the number 1 contender and wanted Leon Spinks to fight him. But Spinks, knowing that partly we get the most money, we get the most money for a rematch with Ali. So that's the route Leon Spinks went. Now the WBA kept recognizing him as champion, but the WBC stripped him and handed it to Norton. That's when we had the 4 different champions. And Eddie trained Michael. Okay, Bruce. Leon's brother. Thank you, Bruce Gass. Eddie trained Michael Spinks. Okay. But that's when we got the 4 champions in 4 months. We had Ali started out those 4 months as champion, and then he got beat by Leon Spinks, was number 2. Then Leon got stripped for WBC champion. They awarded their belt to Penn Norton. He earned it because he won the title eliminated. Next in line. So he got it for 3rd, and then he lost his first title defense to Larry Holmes, who was the 4th WBC champion in 4 months during that stretch. 1978. That was wild. Yeah, but Bruce says Eddie Futch trained Leon's brother, Michael Spinks. Right. Okay. Jazz, boxing, jazz, and more. Okay, Michael. I told you that's where the box historian goes to get his history. Bruce Gass, boxing, jazz, and more. The building for Bruce Gass. Solid brother. Good boxing channel, man. Check him out. Bruce Gass, boxing, jazz, and more. Has some fire interviews over there too. Yeah. I didn't know Eddie had changed Michael though. Trained Michael. He trained Leon as well. Wow. Yeah. I'm in here learning too. I don't know where Joe is. It was another question. What was the other question I had? That I was hoping Joe had been in here. Bruce Gass would know the answer to. I can't even remember what it was. It was way early in the show. Anybody remember that? What was it? Remember I said I wish Joe was in here? Or Bruce Gass. I can't remember what it was now. I said I would have it by the end of the show, remember? It was, but I never even went and looked for it. Damn, I wish I could think of it. Now that Bruce Gass is here. I can't think of it. It had something to do with one of these trainers, though. Let me look at their names. That might bring it back to me. Oh, boy. Okay, we had Roger Mayweather, Ray Austell, Custer Mato, Angelo Dundee, Eddie Futch, Emmanuel Stewart, Freddie Roach, Jack Blackburn, Ignacio Burst, and Lou Dooley. Maybe it was one of the current ones. I can't think of what it was. Bruce Gass would definitely know the answer. Oh well, it'll come another day. Brian Mack and Bomack. We had Eddie Reynoso. We had Calvin Ford. We had Kenny Ellis. Robert Garcia. Ronnie Fields. Bob Santos. Virgil Hill. Abel Sanchez. And Derek James. I don't know what it was. Oh well. That's how it works out. As soon as I get off here, it'll come to me. As soon as I get off of here, the air, the question will come to me. Yeah. But I appreciate everybody that's rocking with me. Everybody hit the like button. I appreciate that too. We get ready to put this one in the history books. And Just Do Boxing is going to take over. believe he's got something on TVO Lopez. That's BVO's favorite fighter. TVO Lopez. Okay. I think this dude's going to be talking a little about him today. Formerly Teofimo Lopez, TVO Lopez. And that's at 4 p.m. Then I'm going to leave on time today. Yep. But don't forget, tomorrow, we got the show from What You Eat by William Old School and Rant. It's going to be about boxing during the Great Depression. Yep. And also, don't forget the next fantasy matchup Monday next week is Roberto Duran versus the Legend. Oh, it's going to be mostly all lightweight. That's when he was really prime at lightweight. He went all the way to light heavyweight, but he was the hands of stone really at lightweight coming through the 70s, man. Only lost one set lightweight. 72 fights in the 70s, lost one. Esteban de Jesus. And he avenged that 2 times over. He beat Esteban twice. Had a trilogy. Yeah. And he's going to be next week. People like Tank. You'll get some lightweights from this era. Tank. How about Roberto Duran and Manny Pacquiao? I think Manny skipped over a couple of categories. I think lightweight might have been one of them. He's going to be fighting that lightweight Monday, damn it. But I really believe Manny skipped over lightweight. He's going to have to, well, maybe him and Roberto will be at junior. I think he might have skipped lightweight and junior lightweight. I'm not sure. But I know coming through those 8, he 2 weight classes he did not fight in. I'm almost sure lightweight was one of them, 135. I don't think Manny fought there. But yeah, Benny Leonard, Henry Armstrong, and Roberto Duran. You know about Henry Armstrong, the man was 3 champion in 3 weight classes simultaneously. When we only had 8. Not we, I wasn't way back in those 30s. I ain't that old. Come on. But yeah, he was, and we only had 8. And he missed being champion in 4 by a controversial draw. Everybody in ringside thought he won, but they called it a draw. He would have been champion in half of the weight classes at the same time. And guess what? He was going up and down defending all 4 belts. And it was a wider range because we didn't have between them, no juniors and supers. So he was jumping from like lightweight all the way to welterweight. Featherweight to lightweight to welterweight to middleweight. I'm talking about pounds in between these weight classes. This man was doing it, man. I mean, that's just incredible. I don't even know how he did that, man. You know, lightweight to welterweight is what? 12 pounds, man. Yeah. Well, I think he had featherweight, lightweight, welterweight, and man. Yeah, that's what it was. Featherweight, lightweight, and welterweight. He went up to middleweight. That's where he had the controversial draw. Yeah. So like featherweight and welterweight, 21 pounds. He had both of those titles at the same time, defending both of them, man. Bad man, Henry Armstrong. And we will see him and Roberto Duran Tuesday. But we're going to get ready to put this cast sports in the history books. Appreciate everybody for stopping by today. Because you could be anywhere doing anything. So I appreciate you stopping in here, spending a little bit of time today. And we will be back tomorrow with another Cast Sports. But who was in the building today anyway? Goose Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Just Do Boxing. BN Boxing News. Melanie Queen 27. Tim Layton. Thomas Hill. Al Booker, Technique, Mike Mazik, Ray Patterson, Trump, and Miss Cass. The Executive Vice President of Cast Sports. Right? I just work here, and I do need a raise. Okay? Somebody tell her. But anyway, I'll be back tomorrow with another Cast Sports. Because you know, if it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Boxtorian bringing you all that boxing history. Just Do Boxing is straight ahead. I'm Cast Sports. Everybody have a great afternoon. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you.